I don't know. I'm just feeling terrible for the people that play next. I'm not. Oh. What am I plugged in? Okay. All right, everybody, welcome. Welcome back to this game that was supposed to be at 7:30. It's now 8:20. We feel the worst for the people that have to play right after us. There's still another game coming up, and these games are running considerably behind today. We've had several rain delays, but also they let us warm up for like 40 minutes, which makes the games a little bit even longer. Wildcats are facing off this evening against the Unleashed Angels. We have played the Angels prior and beat them handily that particular time. So we're hoping that's kind of the same situation that's going to happen today. You feel like this is a different team than we've played? It may be. Sometimes these teams, like there's several Canes teams, there's several athletics teams, there's kind of different places. So we may not have played them, but if they have the same name, we know that. So right now, everybody's still just kind of warming up, hanging out. Have not done we're not going to have to do a flip this time, but they usually will still meet behind the plate. Since the Wildcats are the higher seed, they will get the home advantage on this particular game. We're kind of wondering about the whole situation tomorrow, mainly because they're saying thunderstorms are possible here coming in after 1 o'clock this morning with heavy rain, a possibility. And then for tonight, we're looking at cloudy skies, thunderstorms moving in, as I mentioned later on, low of 58. Winds are from the northeast. Earlier, the rain chance was at 90%. Now, for tonight, 100% chance. They're saying locally heavy rain is possible. And then for tomorrow, when we're supposed to kick off the rest of the tournament play, they're going to say rain early on, chance of rain around 90%, possibly a quarter of an inch. Then remaining cloudy skies with showers in the afternoon and a high near 70. Winds will be from the east tomorrow at 10 to 15. So at this point, we just don't know what we don't know. This is a dirt field. If it was a turf field, it'd be a little bit different because turf fields can absorb more of the moisture without really having any effect. But when it's dirt fields, things get muddy. Things will get like holes in the ground, and it's just a little bit harder to play. It was a great play till the throw. So we're just kind of watching everybody warm up right now. Speaking of warming up, we all drove back. Most of us did, got some clothes because we thought it was going to be warm and 70 today, and it's not. It is not. It's chilly out here right now. It's 58 and getting a little bit cooler now that the sun has gone down. We do have our umpires here this game, so it looks like we're about to get underway. Once again, this is the first league play game. I'm going to ask in just a moment how long the games are scheduled, what their start time is going to be when Blue comes over. But we're going to let him talk to the coaches first, get all that figured out. As I mentioned, Wildcats the home team this time. Wildcats faced off 2 games earlier, played this morning at 9. We're supposed to play at 12:30. I think we got underway around 2:30, possibly. We had 2 rain delays, so that made it a little bit harder. Crossley Marple's walking over. Crossley, what do you have to say about this game?
I have a pretty good feeling we're going to win.
Okay, you heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. Crossley Marple believes we're going to win this game. They're making their way out to home plate. square off with the umpires and everybody. Uh-oh, KJ's walking over. Should we get KJ's comments? Hey, turn around and grab her that one right out of the bag. Make sure KJ has some water here. So we're going to get the water situation squared away. And then it looks like everybody's out in the circle. So we'll see what everybody has to say. And we'll get ready to go here. So once again, the Wildcats are the higher seed today, so they should be the home team. We don't know about playing tomorrow. This is the first. We actually weren't supposed to play any games, like actual bracket games today, but since we've had such a delay with thunderstorms and rain moving through the area, they decided to move most of this stuff up so that way we can at least get a 3-game guarantee out of the Warriors for Freedom tournament. We're here in Mustang, Oklahoma today. Had a really nice opening ceremony earlier. Blue, what time did you start? Okay. Are these games 60 or 65? 60. Okay. Perfect. 8:24 is game time start. Thank you so much. So we're just about to get underway here. Wild Horse Field here in Mustang, Oklahoma.
3 down!
3 down!
Push me down if you want.
3 down! So we'll get underway here in just a few minutes. As I mentioned, Wildcats won their previous full play games today. Pretty handily, actually. Faced off early this morning with the Legacy. Won that one 8-1. Also won over the Oklahoma Force 7-0. So that's how we arrived here at this particular game. Wildcats have done a good job hitting the ball today, so we're going to hope that continues. Keep the streak alive. Went home and watched Bedlam for just a minute. OSU pretty dominant so far in the series for Bedlam. Went over and watched UCO play yesterday at Jerry Pinkston Stadium. That's where the Wildcats play league play. But UCO got beat yesterday. However, that was just the I think that was conference game, so they'll move on to regional play coming up next week. I'm not sure if that's going to be at Jerry Pinkston Stadium or not. Next weekend, Wildcats have the weekend off for Mother's Day. No tournaments scheduled. And I think that's the last weekend we have off for a while. So Stella Malwick's going to be in the circle for the Wildcats today. Peyton Johnson behind the plate. And starting things off for the Unleashed Angel is Harmoning. There's 2 M. Harmonings on this team. I'm assuming that they're twins. Saw a couple of twins today. 1-0 the count to Harmoning. That one's called ball 2, too high. Pitch on the way, too high. So a 3-0 count here to Harmoning. Wildcats facing off against the Unleashed Angels. There's a strike. So Stella coming back with a 3-1 count now. Started this game at 8:24. That one's too high. For ball 4. So Harmoning part 1 will take a walk. This brings up M. Brown. Stella's ready. Pitch on the way. Too high for a ball. Brown batting for the Unleashed Angels. Sun has gone down now. Lights have come on. There's a strike. PJ makes the runner go back to 2. No score here in the top of the first. As I mentioned, we were supposed to get underway around 7:30. Got underway at 8:24. It's check swing for strike 2. Throw to third. Put the runner back. 1-2 pitch on the way here to Brown. That one's too low for a ball. Throw to third. They'll get her back. PJ with a good throw. Elena with a good throw. Hadley with a good catch. Lanier's there on first. Hadley on 2. Kyler on short. And Driscoll on third. With Stella Malwick in the circle. Full count here to Brown. There's a strike, and strike 3 it is. This brings up the catcher, M. Harmoning. Ball inside. Gonna have a time call to tie her shoe out there on second. As I mentioned tonight, they're looking at a big chance of rain and thunderstorms to move through the area, so we're unsure about tournament play tomorrow. There's a strike. Pitch on the way. Too high. So 2-1 the count here to Harmoning. That one's too low for a ball. PJ gets the runner at third, and she should be out, but she is safe. Slid under the tag there. That one's too high for ball 4, and Harmoning takes a walk. That'll bring up Morris for the Angels. Runner advances to second. No outs, no score here, top of the first. Wildcats versus the Unleashed Angels. Too high for a ball outside. Two-0 the count here to Morris. There's a strike. Under the tag, safe. So the Angels get one across the board. Going to get a little wipe off from the umpires there. And Morris steps back in. There's a strike. Strike 3. So 2 outs here for the Wildcats. Two outs with Kelly up to bat for the Angels. Pitches inside for ball 1. Steps so far back, she falls down. So she'll step back in here. Malwick's pitch on the way. Too high for a ball. PJ runs the runners back.
Pick it up, PJ.
Too low for a ball. PJ does a good job keeping it in front. Three-0 pitch on the way. Too high for a ball. And that'll be ball 4. So Kelly will take a walk. That brings up T. Worden. She is tiny and mighty. I think our catcher is literally 2 helmets taller than this little batter right here. So she's going to step in here and get ready. Pitch called outside. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Pitch on the way. Almost, but not quite. All batters safe there as the Angels get 2 across. So 2-0 the score here now. Warden's still the batter for the Angels. Called for a ball. Sometimes when you're pitching to these little batters, it's hard to find strike zone just because there's so little and you're not quite used to pitching to someone that size. Stella gets a strike right there. So 3-1 the count, I believe, here to Worden. Hit her in the back of the heel, so Worden will take a base. Up next is M. Maldonado. Wildcats going to take a minute to talk about it, see what's going on. 47 minutes left to play in this game. Game got underway at 8:24. As I mentioned, we've had a couple of rain delays. They do it a little bit different here as they blow a siren, which sometimes scares all of us Okies when we hear the siren. Not really, it just makes us go out and look for the tornado, but they have a lightning siren. So when the lightning siren goes off, it's 30 minutes. We have to wait to make sure no lightning is going to be seen. Everybody has to evacuate the field. We go sit in the car for a minute, take a breath, and then come back when no lightning is here. So we've had 2 of those today, so that's at least an hour of everything kind of being behind. But they've tried to make up pretty good time here. Outside pitch for ball 1. Stella's pitch on the way. Too low for ball 2. Runners stay at second and third. Scoring position. Wildcats do have 2 outs. Just need 1 more here. There's a strike. Stella coming getting the batter Maldonado here. 2 balls, 1 strike the count here for Maldonado. She steps in, gets close to the plate. Ball too high. Got to tie her shoe here. PJ says, Stella, tie your shoe. So Stella's going to take a little minute, tie her shoe up and get ready to go. 0-2 the score. Wildcats the home team. First game in bracket play here at the Warriors for Freedom tournament in Mustang, Oklahoma. Three 3-1 the count here to Maldonado. Pitch on the way. There's a strike. Strike 2. So we have arrived at a full count for Maldonado. That one a little too high. Good place to miss. That brings up A. Seganaro. And now we're going to have a pitching change for the Wildcats as Corey Burson comes in. So we'll throw a few warm-up pitches. All 3 of the Wildcat pitchers have pitched today in different capacities throughout the day. Stella started things off for us this morning. Corey came in relief. And Corey pitched game number 2. Or excuse me, Crossley pitched game number 2. This will be game number 3. Corey back in the circle once again for the Wildcats. 2 outs. If Wildcats should win this one, I don't believe they'll have to play till around 11 tomorrow, so that would be the goal. Because everybody hates the 8 and the 9 o'clock games. We all hate those. Mainly because you have to be here an hour early. So if it's an 8 o'clock game, you're rolling in at 7, which means you got to leave early. So it's just a little bit easier if you get to sleep in on a Sunday. Watch church. So Corey is ready to rock. Seganaro is going to be the batter for the Angels. And we'll get ready to go back to play here. Ball 1 too high. So we'll get ready to step back in. There's a strike, swing and a miss. One 1 the count here. Saganaro. .43 minutes left in this game. Started around 8:24. She'll foul tip that one back for strike 2. All the littles getting sleepy out here. Most of them are snuggled up and cuddled, getting ready for their bedtime. Swing and a miss for a foul tip there. So Corey ahead here, working ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss for out 3. So the Wildcats, an opportunity to put some on the board here. .02. Unleashed Angels got 2 across the board there. 41 minutes on the clock. There's still another game after this, but we are not playing it. So that's the good news there.
I never know where the ball is. I'm trying to get out of the way.
I believe pitching and catching will be the Harmoning twins.
She probably will.
I would assume that they're twins. They're both M names, and they have the same last name. I could be wrong. They might not be. Wildcats trail 0-2, but they haven't had the opportunity to bat yet, as that was just the top of the first. So now they'll have a chance. Rain expected later on here today in Mustang. Thunderstorms overnight. But it's Oklahoma, so we never know. We don't ever know. We always want it to rain sometimes. Farmers need the rain out west for sure. The eastern part of the state's kind of a swampland right now. There's been a lot of rain there. So starting things off for the Wildcats will be Hadley French, followed by Paymore, Payson Mormon, Crossley Marple, PJ, Kyler, Devin, KJ, Elena, Corey, Sadie, and Stella, all wrapping up the Wildcat lineup. Wildcats won their first 2 pool play games. This is game number 1 in bracket play. This is a 3-game guaranteed tournament. So in theory, this would be the guaranteed 3rd game. I say that because we just don't know what's going to happen with the weather. If these fields get too wet and they're unplayable, not sure how much rain they can take. They did have the rakes out earlier today. They do a great job with the fields, raking them off after each game and getting the field ready. But if you just get too much rain, there's not going to be much place for it to go. You don't want to play in muddy conditions. Makes the ball wet, harder for the pitchers to throw. So we'll just have to see what happens between tonight and tomorrow morning when we're supposed to get ready to play. Hadley Fringe going to start things off for the Wildcats. So starting things off for the Wildcats will be number 7, Hadley French. She's going to get ready and step in here. These games 60 minutes long. Hadley attempts a bunt, rolls foul. Looks like there's 38 minutes left to play in this game. Comes Hadley. That one pop fly into left field. I don't know if it's going to stay fair or foul. Looks like it's going to roll foul. For strike 2 there. 2 foul tips. So Hadley with her timing now, ready to knock one around. Oh, 0-2 pitch on the way here to French. She knocks that one past the shortstop's head, drops in for a nice base hit for Hadley. She's going to go ahead and make it a double, she said, running on to 2. And now rolling on to 3rd. So a nice triple from Hadley. Ball gets back. We're just going to decide to make it a home run, and we do. So Hadley with a couple of wheels running around the base. And a couple of overthrows gets her a nice home run and puts one across the plate for the Wildcats.
There we go, Payson.
That brings up Paymore, Payson Mormon for the Wildcats. She hits that one to second base, gets through her legs, and Paymore's turning on the wheels, safe at 1. Here comes Crossley Marple.
Here we go, babe. Head down, babe.
So Marple looking to take her turn in the batter's box for the Wildcats.
Here we go, babe. Head down.
Marple hits one back to the pitcher, fouls off her glove. Wow. She's going to be called out. A little bit of interference there. Hadley going to make sure she's all right. Or excuse me, Payson going to make sure she's all right. So that'll be out number 1 for the Wildcats.
Hey, PJ, right here, kid.
Here comes Peyton Johnson, catcher for the Wildcats. Does a great job in her position. So PJ looking for a hit here.
There you go, PJ.
Marple there on first.
PJ.
Cross will take off for 2 and arrive safely. So PJ will wait for the sign and step back in here with the runner in scoring position on second. 1 out, 1-2 the score. Wildcats trail by 1. She'll hit that one down the third baseline. Crossley will stay there at 2, and she doesn't have to go. So PJ with a nice base hit.
Good job, PJ.
That brings up Kyler Taylor for the Wildcats. Taylor gets the sign. Pitch on the way to Taylor. She thinks about a bunt, but it's too high for ball 1. Taylor ready in the batter's box. Bunt attempt rolls foul. Kyler will get ready, step back in. She'll knock that one down the third baseline. This time Crossley has to go. Does not get there in time for out number 2. Crossley has not figured out the key to sliding just yet.
It's a forced out.
Okay. She attempts it when she needs to. She slides into home. But she doesn't just do it willingly, which, you know, it's hard to get excited about sliding. Here's D Money with a foul tip 1. 1-2 is the score. Runner on second. 2 outs, 1-2. Wildcats trail by 1. Swing and a miss. Runners advance for the Wildcats. PJ and Kyler now. Kyler back there on 2. PJ on 3.
Let's go, Deb.
0-2 pitch on the way here to Devin D. Money Poff. She'll knock that one to the third baseman. Shortstop's going to pick it up. Bobbles it. All runners safe. And 1 run across the plate for the Wildcats.
Go, KJ.
So here comes Kinsley Johnson.
Wait on it. Let it travel.
KJ ready.
There you go, babe.
Runners on second and third. Tied up, 2 apiece. Ball too high. Gets away from the catcher. Runners think about it but decide to stay.
KJ, be a hitter.
KJ steps back in, gets ready. Foul tips that one over to the Angel dugout. Ball gets past the pitcher, so now we're just waiting for third base to pick her up. Now, the ball gets past her again and goes to first base. Now we're ready.
There you go, KJ.
So here comes KJ.
Line it up, kid. Let's go. Shoot up. Let it travel.
That one hit to third base. We're working the third baseman out today. Another one across the plate. This one's going to roll all the way to the fence. So there's 3. There's 4. And we'll just go ahead and make this one a home run too. So a couple of overthrows help KJ get that home run.
It's 5. Yeah, 5.
But I bet the third baseman is tired of us right now. All of our batters have hit directly almost between the shortstop and third baseman, and the third baseman's got to be tired of us at this point. That brings up Elena Driscoll.
There you go, Elena. Let it travel.
First pitch to Driscoll. She hits that one past the pitcher. Going to roll up the middle for a base hit as well. So the Wildcats on a roll here. Just need one more to get to 6. Here comes pitcher Corey Burson for the Wildcats. She'll fill in the holes and get ready. Hit back to the pitcher, over to second base. Second base is going to scoop it up, miss it, and Corey's on base with a base hit. So a lot of base hits for the Wildcats, doing a great job behind the plate. Knocking their friends around with 2 outs.
Let's go, Sadie.
Here comes Sadie Lanier. Lanier's first at bat tonight.
Head down,
Wildcats
baby. Let it
versus the
travel.
Unleashed Angels. High pop up to the pitcher, but nobody's going to call it. So once again, all batters safe. And now Stella Malwick will get her chance to knock some of her friends around.
Let's go, Stella.
Wildcats with 2 outs. With 2 outs, they've had a home run and 3 base hits. So they're on a roll.
Let it travel, Stella. Good eye.
Stella Malwick gets ready. That one's too low for a ball. She'll let it go by. Bases loaded for Stella. 2-0 the count here. Harmoning the pitcher for the Angels. Inside. Runners stay put.
There we go, Stella.
5-2 the score. Wildcats now on top. Ball 4, and Stella takes a walk.
Elena, you get the bat.
So since that was a walk, that is 6 runs for the Wildcats. So we'll switch it up here.
See, Blue, you made it right there.
He swung and hit. Unless it's foul. I said foul ball.
That's all you had to say this time.
Oh my goodness. I don't think that's ever happened. What?
Nobody remembers. Don't lay on a walk.
Hit the ball. Look at that girls I've ever seen college that just swing the bat. I'm like,
How did you get here?
So Corey Burson warming up again for the Wildcats. Corey with 1 strikeout under her belt so far. She came in last inning for Stella. Stella had 2 strikeouts on the evening as well. Wildcats really got their bats going, and that makes all the difference in the world. I believe Sage and Fisher will be up next. Bottom of the lineup for the Unleashed Angels. Wildcats now lead 6-2. Wildcats really got their bat going, and with the help of a couple of overthrows, KJ grabs a home run there.
Oh, what kind of throw was that? Did y'all hear the?
I'm sitting by some hecklers over here. However, they're actually on our team. Yeah, you can heckle your own children. All right, so we call for the batter. This is going to be Kay Sage. So she steps in and gets ready. Corey's first pitch on the way is low for a ball. Nobody hurt.
Get onto her, Blue. Try to catch that ball. TJ, open your eyes, kid. That was $1.
There's strike one. So 1-1 count here to Sage. Swing and a miss for strike two. One ball, two strikes the count here to Sage. Swing and a miss for strike three. There's out number one for the Wildcats. That's going to bring up Audrey Fisher. Strike one. A 1 pitch on the way. Called for a ball outside. 1-1 the count here. Wildcats lead 6-2. Looks like she attempted that one. I'm not sure if it was a. Okay, 2 balls, 1 strike here. There's a strike three. Or is it just 2? 2-2 the count? Yeah, 2-2 the count here to Audrey Fisher. Three-two the count. So we've arrived at a full count. There's strike three. You could tell she was not going to swing the bat for sure. So the Wildcats just need one more here. Swing and a miss for strike one. .22 minutes left to play in this ball game. Swing and strike two. This is back to the top of the lineup with the pitcher. Excuse me, the M Harmony.
Hey, way to keep it in front, PJ.
Corey steps back in and gets ready. Swing and a miss for strike three. And out three. So the Angels did not get any across the plate that time. So we'll see if the Wildcats can put 6 more on the board. So as we go back to play, I believe we will be, I'm not sure where we're at in our lineup, honestly. I feel like everybody got on base that last time. I think we might be starting back at the top of our lineup with Hadley French is my guess. 6-2 the score. Wildcats facing the Unleashed Angels. Warriors for Freedom tournament here in Mustang, Oklahoma at Wild Horse Park. For the game, Wildcats had a friendly game. I'll say friendly. Friendly game against their parents. I don't know that it ended friendly. Stillman, the Johnson twins' dad, they have said that Stillman is a liar and a cheat. We can't verify this. I mean, I'm only getting one side. Stillman says his kids are making that up. So either way, the adults won, and I think it's being challenged. The kids want a photo. They want to go back and watch the replay on that game, I believe. So I was correct. We are back at the top of the lineup here with Hadley French leading off for the Wildcats. So it'll be Hadley, Payson, Cross, and PJ all on deck. Morris, the pitcher, Harmoning, the catcher. So Hadley looking to start things off once again. Hadley made it all the way around the bases her last at bat for an in-the-field park home run. She thinks about a bunt, but that one's way too high for ball one. Whoop, that's an illegal pitch. So that will automatically be called a ball, as that's a balk. She pretended to throw it and then did not. So that'll be ball number 2. That one hit. Well, she dodged it. So 3-0 the count here to Hadley French. Hadley going to step in. Bumps one back foul on the bunt. So Hadley looks for the sign, gets ready to step back in. 3-1 count here to Hadley. No outs. She'll knock that one over foul to the Wildcat dugout. Full count here to Hadley. Wildcats lead 6-2. Got all 6 runs in the first inning. Swing and a miss. Ball is dropped, so we'll have to throw it to first, and it is a bad throw. So Hadley arrives on a drop, strike 3. That brings up Payson Mormon for the Wildcats. Payson, the base hit to second, her last at bat. No outs on the board. As Paymore gets ready. Way wild pitch there. So now Hadley slides in safe at 2. This pitcher seems to be a little rattled when you pretend to bunt. It's cost her a balk so far and a wild pitch.
Go, Payson.
Pitch on the way, swing and a miss for strike 1. Hadley safely on 3. Wildcats have done a good job running the bases today. Paying attention, looking for the calls from their coach. Foul tip back. So Paymore staying alive here. Wildcats on top 6-2 Bottom of the second. Payson will hit that one foul once again, so she's battling. So we've got a quick time call. Or we're switching somebody out. Swap somebody back in. On the Angels team, so they'll run back out and get ready. Wildcats in that last inning brutalized the third baseman for the Unleashed Angels. They just kept knocking it right between shortstop and third. She caught the brunt of it there. Too high for a ball for Paymore. 2-2 the count here to Payson. Hadley on third. Pitch on the way. That one's too high for a ball 3. So now a full count to Paymore. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Out number 1 for the Wildcats. So here comes Crossley Marple. Marple hit to the pitcher. Her last at bat for a base hit. She hits another one to the pitcher, but it rolls past the pitcher, rolls past the shortstop, and Hadley French will score one for the Wildcats. And Crossley Marple will arrive safely at 1.
Wait on it, PJ, and get all of it, kid.
Here comes PJ. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Crossley takes off for 2, arrives safely on a stolen base. 7-2 the score with 1 out. Wildcats lead. 13 minutes left to play. Hit to the pitcher once again, right up the middle for a base hit. Crossley around 3. Stay there. Here comes Kyler Taylor. Kyler with a base hit to second, her last at bat. Kyler Taylor batting. That one's outside for a ball. PJ takes off to 2. So PJ back there on second. Crossley Marple on third. Bunt attempt is called a strike. Taylor the batter. Runners on second and third for the Wildcats. Bunt attempt for strike 2. 7-2 the score. Wildcats on top. Game got underway about 8:24. All games 60 minutes long here in the Warriors for Freedom Mustang Tournament. Kyler's going to step out and get the sign. Get ready. Step back in. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Gets past the catcher, though. So Kyler arrives on a drop strike 3. Here comes Devin Poff. Devin with a base hit to third, her last at bat. Home run earlier in the day. She'll pop that one up and over the fence. Big bounce, rolls on. We'll have to wait for another ball here. So we're going to wait for this ball, I guess. They're going to throw it back in to us. We're asking somebody, can you throw the ball in for us? And they're going to do that, so we appreciate that. So Poff will get another chance here to straighten it out a little bit.
Go, Devin. Snickers ice cream bar if you hit a home run.
I want a Snickers ice cream bar. She'll hit that one over to the Wildcat dugout this time. Ten minutes left in this game. Wildcats on top 7-2. Wildcats would have the last bat, as they are the home team today. Bases loaded for Devin D-Money Poff. She's wanting a home run out of this deal. High pop fly over drops, and now the runners have got to go. And they get there all on time as run number 8 comes across the plate with Crossley Marple. And now we'll have 2 get across. So 9-2 the score. Wildcats advancing their lead.
KJ, get the ball, babe. Let's go.
Kinsley Johnson, the batter. Home run at her last at bat with a base hit to third. That one's too high for a ball. All the Wildcat runners will advance. Runners in scoring position on second and third. D-Money back there on 2. That one's called too low for a ball. Kyler Taylor on third. 1 out, 9-2 the score.
Let's go, Kate.
Pop up over by the pitcher. She can't get there in time. She's going to bobble it. And the runner's going to get all the way to second as run 10 comes across the board, and there's run number 11. So the Wildcats just need one more to make it 12, I believe. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just 9-2. Swing and a miss for strike 1. KJ advances. 10-2 the score. That one's too high for a ball.
Here you go, Lena.
Nice hit, base hit. Shortstop wasn't even paying attention on that play. Gets past her for run number 11. I thought it was 12. Okay, good. That was making me feel bad, like I did not add those up, but I did, so I feel okay about it. And I think that's going to be ball game, folks. So once again, ball game. Wildcats win 12-2. We are unsure of what the weather will bring us tomorrow, so we're not quite sure when we'll play. I will update it on the Facebook page. That's it. Wildcats win 12-2.